Rule number 1, never take your eye off your opponent.
Welcome to CBR. Natasha Romanoff, brilliantly played by Scarlett Johansson, was a major character in the MCU. Since her death in Avengers Endgame, there are no signs she's coming back. But what if Black Widow didn't die? Today, let's analyze Natasha's legacy in the MCU, how she could potentially reappear, and what her arc would be like if she was still part of the franchise.
I'll do whatever I wanted to do. With whoever I wanted to do.
Natasha Romanoff, or the original Black Widow, had a compelling and action-packed journey throughout her time in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. A founding member of the Avengers, Black Widow had one of the longest-standing working relationships with Nick Fury. First appearing in Iron Man 2 in 2010, she worked undercover for SHIELD as Tony Stark's employee to monitor his suitability for the Avengers Initiative. Both a skilled spy and fighter, Natasha helped Tony defeat Ivan Vanko. In the 2012 movie The Avengers, Black Widow worked alongside the new team to stop Loki and recover the Tesseract. It was when her great friendships with Steve Rogers, Bruce Banner, and Clint Barton started, which showed her caring side despite her stoic exterior. Later on, in 2014's Captain America: The Winter Soldier, Natasha partnered with Steve Rogers and Sam Wilson to fight the Winter Soldier and uncover Hydra's infiltration of S.H.I.E.L.D. Her espionage skills were essential to exposing Hydra's plan, and as the organization collapsed, she risked exposing her own past by releasing the Hydra S.H.I.E.L.D. files to the public.
I chose to go west to become an Avenger. They treated me like family.
This movie not only proved Black Widow's commitment to her heroic path, but reinforced what being a hero means to her. Formerly under the control of the Red Room and the KGB, being fooled by Hydra hurt Natasha deeply and made her work even harder to take them down and achieve her esteemed freedom.
So if you want to arrest me, arrest me. You'll know where to find me.
Following movies from 2015 to 2019 established Natasha as a voice of reason within the Avengers. In Age of Ultron, fans learned more about her trauma from life in the Red Room. In Civil War, she was torn between the split Avengers, ultimately choosing to help both sides, and was forced to go on the run with Captain America and the Falcon returning in Infinity War. Then, in Endgame, Natasha took on a leadership role in the aftermath of the snap. While on Vormir, in their quest for the Infinity Stones in alternative timelines, Natasha sacrificed herself so Clint could take the Soul Stone to Earth, ensuring the Avengers' mission could succeed. Her selfless decision cemented her legacy and gave her the redemption she had been searching. The Black Widow movie came in 2021, which is set between Civil War and Infinity War, and finally explored why Natasha felt so bad about her past.
In the Red Room, where I was trained, where I was raised.
The movie introduced her surrogate family, including Yelena Belova and Alexei Shostakov, the new Black Widow and Red Guardian, who are featured in the upcoming movie Thunderbolts.
I made a name for myself. I have a very specific skill set.
Especially in comparison to other characters in the MCU, Natasha's arc has been thoroughly developed. Of course, fans would have loved to watch a Black Widow franchise building up a more layered narrative for her, like what Tony Stark and Steve Rogers had, but the Black Widow prequel did fill in the gaps of her story and made her death in Endgame a lot more profound and impactful in consequence. However, there are a few logical ways for Natasha to come back to the MCU if the filmmakers decide there is still more of her story to tell. Among them, one stems from a theory in particular that is widely accepted by part of the fandom. Natasha did not exactly die in Avengers Endgame. The theory is that her soul is trapped in the Soul Stone because she sacrificed herself for it. When Natasha sacrificed herself on Vormir, she fulfilled the requirement of
A soul for a soul.
Yet several scenes throughout the franchise suggest loopholes in how the Infinity Stones work. The Soul Stone doesn't destroy a soul, but transports it to a unique dimension within itself, like a pocket universe in which Gamora had been trapped during Infinity War.
Who are you?
Natasha Romanoff.
But a potential Black Widow comeback doesn't necessarily need to be about the Soul Stone. Events in Loki and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness have established that the multiverse is collapsing since the snap and the blip, and timelines are splintering. In the current state of the multiverse, a fixed point character like Natasha could reappear if a variant from an alternate timeline is brought into the main one. If the Avengers accessed an alternate Vormir, for example, they might retrieve a version of Natasha who hasn't yet sacrificed herself. Still, rescuing her soul from a prison-like dimension could be more interesting than any modality of resurrection or variant loophole. Either way, this return would raise one important question. What would Black Widow have done since Endgame if she hadn't died? If Black Widow had survived Endgame, her journey could have taken fascinating directions. After Iron Man's death and Captain America's retirement, Natasha could have stepped up as the leader of the Avengers and kept the team going strong.
This is Agent Romanoff. I copy.
Natasha's survival would create a unique opportunity for her to mentor her surrogate sister, Yelena. She could help Yelena navigate the moral complexities of the Black Widow path and have a part in movies like Thunderbolts. Natasha would also collaborate with Nick Fury and SWORD to create Earth's first cosmic defense protocols, since the Skrulls, Kree, Celestials, and other cosmic forces are all now part of the MCU landscape. She could have also supported Sam Wilson in his new position as Captain America, as they would be longtime friends at the point of Wilson's first solo movie, the upcoming Captain America: Brave New World. It's also likely that Nick Fury would keep Natasha close, seeing as she was one of the few people Fury had been able to trust throughout the franchise's many moments of betrayal. She could not only be the leader of the Avengers, but eventually pass on the leadership role within the team to take on bigger responsibilities within S.H.I.E.L.D. She would be the perfect candidate to hunt new talent and assemble the Young Avengers, for example. From a shadowy spy with a dark past, Natasha evolved into a selfless hero and a moral compass for the Avengers, sacrificing everything to give others a second chance. Her journey left an indelible mark on the MCU and paved the way for future heroes. Natasha evolved from a morally complex figure in Iron Man 2 into a selfless hero who ultimately sacrificed herself to save the universe in Endgame.
I mean, we owe it to everyone who's not in this room to try.
It's an arc that reflects her realization that her past didn't determine her worth or future. Though Natasha may no longer be physically present in the MCU, her influence, dedication, resilience, and loyalty define not only her character, but also the values of the Avengers as a team. She was a constant figure of strength, holding the Avengers together through both personal and cosmic challenges, and this cemented her in fans' hearts forever. Despite such a beautiful closure, a potential Black Widow return continues to intrigue fans. Her journey may seem complete, but the expanding multiverse could go in any direction.
What do you want me to be?
What do you think Natasha would be doing now if she never died in Avengers Endgame? Let's discuss scenarios in the comments. Until next time, thanks for watching CBR.